Okay folks, I'm just going to continue on, like I said, with the second video here. I've moved to page 79 of the Bahamas Today textbook. Okay, there's a small little bit in here about trade, nothing major. But again, we're just going to look at international shipping. Okay, so page 79. International shipping is how we do our trade. Okay, as we've learned when we did transport, moving, the more products and stuff you can move, the better it is. So shipping can move the biggest amount of products. It's bulk shipping. Okay. Also, having watched the video from the first lesson about containerization, you can see as well why shipping is so important now. It's efficient, it's effective, and each container ship can bring hundreds of thousands worth of dollars. But there's a little bit of variety to that as well. Okay. So a variety of shipping uses Nassau and its bulk cargo outport at Clifton out west. Okay, so we have three things: cruise ship liners come to Prince George Dock, we got cargo vessels coming in at Nassau Harbour and Arawak Quay, and you got bulk carriers at Clifton. Alright, so that's the different varieties of trade which comes in. Now I've added some little notes here. Okay, so cruise liners come in, I put people, tourism equals dollars. Okay, so people come in, they are tourists, equals money for the country. I'm not talking about the trade of people in this case. Okay, we're just trading. The cruise liners bring in people who exchange money for the location they're in, and that's where we get our wealth. Okay, cargo vessels, a variety of docks, products equals retail, shopping equals money. So again, that second one, cargo vessels can bring anything from cars to clothing to food, whatever. All right. And then our last one out at Clifton, I've used the example of oil is the main bulk one at the moment. Bulk means large amounts. So bulk or oil, energy, money. Okay, so that's what we're going through here. Going to nip on to the next page. Okay, so we'll just continue on page 80 then. So just a couple of facts about New Providence, mainly in the Bahamas. So some of this has changed, but again, we can use this information. So Nassau Harbour is host to visiting travel ships, research vessels and yachts. So all sorts of things come in. All right. The next bit, the largest dock is Prince George's, as we know. All right. But it's devoted. It used to let cargo and products in, but now it's devoted entirely to cruise ships. Right, over 1,000 cruisers a year arrive there. All right, so it's a big deal, and the money from that comes from tourists. All right. Cargo handling was discontinued in 2002, but large cars still dock, carriers still dock, and Nassau imports from 5,000 cars a year as well. All right, so we do still take some products in around Nassau, downtown. All right, so cargo comes in containers, as we've seen as well with our containerization. Okay, 30,000 containers a year handled in the port downtown. All right, now that's a lot, and I would say that number's definitely increased since this book was published. All right, so it's a big volume of containers. If we move down, all right, I'll show you that graph as well. All that shows is over the years, I don't know why it's so blurry, how the volume of cargo and products has just increased. All right, so that's not much to really focus on there. Right, hopefully this will focus for us. Okay, so I don't know why it's gone so blurry. But what we have is most of the cargo comes from nearby Florida. All right, larger vessels come directly from abroad and use Freeport's container port. All right, so Freeport, remember, has a much bigger port, and that's where ones from further away than Florida arrive from. Okay, large vessels offload into smaller ships for local and US deliveries. So the biggest stuff still comes in through Freeport and its massive, big, modern port. All right, one last bit on page 81, and we're done. Okay, so as you can see, page 81, just down here. All right, so the overall cargo figure is not included. Okay, so Clifton Pier, the main cargo here is refined oil for the power stations at Clifton and Blue Hills. All right, so again, Clifton is still dominated by that oil cargo that comes in. There's also some cement for local construction, and rum is exported from there. Now this is going to increase as Clifton has more space to develop. Okay, downtown Nassau is very congested. So if there's anywhere that's going to kind of expand and become more busy, it'll probably be at the Clifton side. But however, they've tried that already, okay, and as we'll see as well, there was too many environmental problems, so they refused Clifton. But I think that will have to be revisited again in the future as trade increases. Right? The growth of Arawak Quay is a result of the growth of traffic, and possibly it'll be this area that is expanded to handle further traffic. Okay, so then now they're saying about how Arawak Quay under the bridges will become, sorry, not Arawak Quay, not under the bridges, out by Fish Fry. They're going to expand out there. Okay, but again, that will mean even more traffic for that channel on the north side of New Providence and beside downtown. So we'll see. All right. Most of the products come from Miami and Fort Lauderdale. All right. So the boats that come from there are about twice the size of a mail boat. So I'm sure some of you have been on a mail boat. You know what size we're talking. These boats can also carry cargo direct to Family Islands. Okay, it has to clear customs first, but then they can plow straight ahead. Sail all the way to the Family Islands, which is becoming increasingly popular because of the amount of construction and development occurring. Okay, places like Long Island, Eleuthera, Abaco, obviously, before Dorian, and Exuma and so on. There's a lot of development occurring there. Okay, that's us finished with trade. I'm just going to set your homework. I'm going to show you what pages to do in the attachment and read through one or two of them with you very quickly, okay? Okay, so just on the attachment now, it is a big attachment with, I don't even know how many pages are on it. It has 20 or 30, well, 20 or 25 pages of questions, okay? You're not doing all of those. Just page 1 has a 12 at the top of it, okay? It starts with question 6, A, B, and C. All right, you're going to do that one. The next page is page 13. It starts with a little statement. And then we're going to do page 16 as well. Another question 6 there, okay? And it stops. I don't want to go any further, just the first 3 pages, okay? So again, it follows a lot of what we did in the PowerPoint. What is trade? Define it, 1 mark. Differentiate between visible and invisible, bilateral and multilateral trade, okay? That's all in the PowerPoint that we've looked at. Tricky one again, just look, 12 marks here. What we'll do is 3 advantages and 3 problems of trade in general, okay? Not free trade, all right? Not being part of a trade block, just of trade. So try and do 3 of each in there, all right? And name 2 trading blocks. We've talked about many. Explain 3 ways that a country benefits from being a member of a trading block. So what are 3 advantages, and explain those. All right, is it a good thing? Coming on down, what is the meaning of WTO? Define what a tariff is. And finally, explain how tariffs and quotas, all right, so you need to have both, can protect the Bahamian economy. So how can it protect jobs and companies in the Bahamas? So think about what tariffs and quotas do, and then think about how much the Bahamas actually imports. That's all we're going to do, okay, those 3 pages. And we might, seeing as we don't have much time left, what I would advise is if you like the topic of trade, or if you're thinking you might answer it or use it, or you're doing some revision, I would just keep going down further down through this booklet, okay? The questions get very repetitive. It's pretty much the same types of questions again and again. There's 1 or 2 different ones about what governments can do. Let me just see. So for example, explain 3 measures taken by governments to intervene in trade. But for your assignment, just the first 3 pages, please. Okay? Any questions, let me know.